let me ask you a question. What was the response? Because I don't watch the show, but give me how did they spin that Dark Side of the Ring thing? And like you came out of it. I thought, but I just watched the online response. I never watched the show, right? I thought you came across fine. What was the controversy after that thing ended?
The controversy with me, bro, was, I made a statement saying that my first 3 months that everybody talks about what a failure I was at WCW. And what I said was, when you crunch the numbers, the first 3 months I was at WCW, the numbers actually went up. Now, of course, Glenn, we're all about numbers. I've looked at those numbers a million times. I would not make a statement like that if it wasn't true, because anybody can look at those numbers. The first 3 months I was there, the ratings were going up. So after I made that statement, Meltzer comes on, and Meltzer says, well, he will tell you that the ratings went up his first 3 months when he was there, but they didn't. They did, bro. I put the numbers out online to show you with the numbers, they went up. I just believe, Conan, if I'm going to say one thing and Dave Meltzer is going to say something totally different, one of us is lying. Okay, no, make no bones about it. One of us is lying. I just would think that, the Dark Side of the Ring, the numbers are out there. So they can say and verify who's telling the truth. The numbers are out there. Then when you call Dave on it, and when you present the number to Dave, what does Dave do? He totally ignores it. And I'm like, bro, would it kill you once in your life to say, I was wrong, I made a mistake? Would it kill you, bro?
I want to make a point. Because I've been one of your staunchest defenders in the face of a lot of criticism. Because let's be honest. Your last 9 months at WCW, bro, it wasn't a success.
But let me say one thing in Vince's defense, because we were both there when this happened. Very early on. Now there were some matches I didn't, bro. I was in such a stupor, Vince, that I didn't even really, a lot of the stuff that you were doing, I wasn't even noticing until after. But I will say this. When you got there, there was a concerted effort by what was deemed Eric's people, the people that Eric hired, basically, and they wanted him back, not to work with you. So you got people that are not working with you. You know what I'm saying? And that hurt you a lot too. Remember?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. And like Glenn, I just want to point out, I've never claimed, bro. When they,
here's my other point. I just want to set some records straight.
Go ahead.
Because as time is going by, the narrative is just, it's not going in your favor. The history is being rewritten. Vince Russo's the worst ever, right? Bro, explain your incentive in your contract. When you were signed by WCW, you were an Ed. Did you have incentives strictly based on television ratings?
Yes.
What was it? Explain your contract so people can understand. Because people say, well, your pay-per-views were down, stuff like that. What was your contract? How was it written? What was the premise of what you were trying to do?
Bro, my contract and the discussions and what I told WCW was this. The ratings were on a downward spiral when we got there.
Let's make a point for people listening.
Yeah.
Bro, we all know this because we were there.
Right.
Bro, you guys were kicking our WWE, and after we were kicking your
right,
and bro, there's no denying it, Conan. Like, me and Conan were watching your show.
Right.
We were watching Raw when we were at Nitro. Okay, right. The show was it was becoming better, and you were kicking our rating. So anybody that's trying to say that you came into a successful situation in WCW and ruined, it's no, the changes need to be made. And it's okay, now we're getting Vince Russo, the guy that's writing for the other show.
Right.
Mid-card guys like me and Conan, we were very optimistic. So continue.
Right. So we came in and the ratings were kind of on a free fall for 1999, and we came in at about the end of September. Ed and I told WCW and everybody we met with straight up, bro, the ratings increase is not going to happen overnight. That's not how it works in wrestling. It works with weeks and weeks and weeks of good, consistent shows. We told WCW we were going to tear down the house and we had to rebuild the foundation. And we told them that process alone is 3 to 6 months. 3 to 6 months to get things and people where they need to be. And basically, you know, they gave me an incentive of based on ratings. You know, if the ratings went up, I would make X amount of dollars because everybody knows, bro, once the television ratings go up and more people start watching the show, then everything else is going to go up. House show tickets, merchandise, pay-per-views. So the plan was get the television ratings up first, and then everything else will follow. So, of course, our focus was on the television show and TV ratings.
So then you went 3 months. People didn't, and the numbers, they went up a little. They weren't a graduate. They didn't go down.
They went up a little bit.
They went up a little. So they did. Okay, so that's the whole thing. 3 months, but people didn't like the type of TV you're writing because you were doing some crash TV. In your defense, I would say, okay, I've been hired to get the ratings up. It's like I'm going to do whatever I can to get. Okay, all right. So then they send you home again.
Right.
Okay. How long? So that was a 3 month period. Then I remember who took your play? Bill Bush. Was that the Bill Bush era? Like,
no, I think Sullivan. I think Sullivan was the main guy. I think.
How long were you?
No, wait. Was it in January? I don't think they sent you home, Vince. I think you left because they wanted you to work with the committee, right?
Yes, and I said, you know, basically, I've got a contract, and which states I'm the head of creative. I've got no interest in working with a committee, so I'll just go home, and you guys could pay me, and that's what I did.
Okay. All right. So then, how long were you home before they brought you back?
3 months. 3 months.
Okay. So then you come back.
Let me stop you right there. When we came back, Glenn, in those 3 months, the numbers had gone back to where they were before Russo and Ferrara. And bro, you got to understand something, Glenn. Right then, I knew we're not getting them back. There's no way we were getting them back. We were getting them back. We were building it up. The last 3 months, they went backwards, doing the same. We're not getting them back. I knew that when I went back.
So when you went back, I know it wasn't too long before we had that conversation playing that I started becoming part of the booking committee, right? Now, here's where my gray area is. How long into the 9 month period that you were there after that? How long was it before the Hogan, Booker, Jeff Jarrett, the Dark Side of the Ring thing? How long into that was
bro, you got to understand it was 6 months. 6 months I was back the second time.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So that was what? That was January, February, March, April, May, June. January to June.
Okay, January to June.
Yeah.
All right. Conan these are so far memory. I don't watch the Dark Side of the Ring, and I really don't like a lot of the revisionist history stuff on like when people talk about way back because I was there, but I forget a lot of stuff. Conan had mentioned that you had said something to him that day. That Conan, what was the comment that Vince made to you? Because you were in that trailer with Eric and Hulk. Was it just the three of you having those? How many times did you have to meet? Were you meeting during that day? How many meetings did you have?
Bro, it was probably just one.
Just one? Okay. Yeah. So then, and you came out and Conan, what did Vince say to you? You remember?
I don't know if you remember this, Vince. We were backstage. I think it was at the Cow Palace, right? No?
I don't think so, Conan. I don't think so.
Okay. No. There was the Bash of the Beat. It was in Daytona.
Yeah.
Daytona. It was Daytona.
My bad. All right. But I remember you came up to me and you were like, hey man, you know what you're gonna see. I have to do it. I just have to do it. You know, and I'm sorry. And then you went and you did what you did.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that.
I don't. Yeah. I don't.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, you have the thing, like, you know, you can watch the Dark Side of the Ring and get the story of that.
Yo, what up? This is Conan, and I host Keeping It 100, my co-host, Disco Inferno, unfortunately.
Well, I'd say you're my co-host.
Listen, every Thursday here on Spreaker, we talk pro wrestling, sports, movies, music, TV, pop culture, and some politics. It's everything the rest of the pro wrestling podcasts are not.
Tune in to hear myself, the superior one, educate and inform.
Tune in to hear me bury Disco.
That's very disrespectful.
Join us every Thursday on Spreaker and keep it 100. Boom!